very proud to announce that we have a new update for the Netbox plugin, and it will actually be the latest update for Netbox 4.4 before we move to 4.5. And in this video, I will show you quickly what we have done and what's new in this version. To start with, we monitor now the uptime as well per device, and we show it here directly in Netbox. So every time we fetch a device again, we will get the latest uptime, and it will automatically be synced to Netbox. So you will always see directly here in your inventory for how long, or it's standing here in those, like for how long your device is up. So that's quite nice. And the other big announcement is actually that we finished the whole reconcile around interfaces, and we enriched the one around IPAM and prefixes that is now VRF aware. So what I'm gonna do here in Slurpit, normally when it runs and it sends the devices there, I'm gonna trigger that manually here. So when I click on sync queue, it's going to get the latest data, so I don't have to connect to my devices. And I have to remove my filter here. And it shows all the records, and this is what you can see already. Like this is what it's going to send to Netbox. That includes now speed, duplex, and when we have the IP address, we will also send the IP address. So when I click on trigger, and this normally happens automatically, so you don't have to do this. But in the video, I will do it manually. So if I go back now here to Netbox, you'll actually see now that here it shows the tabs and here it shows the VRFs now as well. So IPs are no longer added as single IPs. They're now added as, yeah, independent on the VRF, yes or no. And this is something we showed already before. Like if an IP is added and you don't have a prefix for it yet in Netbox, it's added as /32. But I'm going to show you how this works. So click on accept. Everything goes in. And if I go now here to prefixes and I submit those two /24s for my home network, and I allow them, that if we would sync the IPAM now again, which of course happens automatically, so it's not something you have to do manually every time. Here it goes, trigger, up, and I refresh it here. You will see that it marks all the existing IP addresses for changing because it found that there is a new subnet in your network. So actually all the IP addresses should be moved from the /32 to the added prefix in Netbox. It's quite nice when you click on it, you see as well the change that's coming in and what it's going to do. And if we accept this now, then it will actually in Netbox update all those /32s to /24s. So I will do that. Accept. So if I go now here to IPAM, IP addresses, you'll see that everything is nicely mapped as /24. And if you go here to the prefixes actually, you will see as well that it shows like how far utilized the /24s. So this is a very cool and smart way to actually have IP addresses added automatically, but then also immediately map them in the correct subnet. So that's what the plugin is doing. Now we do the same for interfaces, and this was a long-lasted request actually from the community. And we had now actually a customer who requested this. So we're very happy that someone was willing to pay for this. So that's why we added it now. So as you can see, when we add interfaces now, that it adds the duplex, it adds the speed, as long as it's mapped correctly in Slurpit, of course. So you have to make sure that here in your interface planning, the data is found and mapped correctly. We can help you with it. We have videos about it, but since you have control over this yourself, you have to make sure that that's mapped. And when it's mapped, everything will automatically be added to Netbox. And you see the same here. So when the prefix exists, it automatically takes over the subnet from Netbox. When it does not exist, we will give it 32 by default. So it's the same logic as with the IPAM one. And what we can do now is, yeah, well, you see adding, so it's adding. If it was not adding, it was changing. And what you can do now is the same as the other one. You can just accept it and have it all added to Netbox. So now it's added. If you would like to ignore certain attributes here, that's also possible. You have here in the section data mapping the option per IPAM interface or prefix to say which value you don't want to override in Netbox by default. So those will be ignored. Um, Let me know what you think about it. If you have feature requests or feedback on it. But I think it's a very easy, powerful way now to have all your whole IPAM and interfaces like yeah, added and reconciled in Netbox in a very easy way. So thanks, and let me know if we can do something for you.